Hey, good morning. It's Bruce here on September 14th with Just for Today by Hazel Dean reading that I do every morning. It's meditation for the day kind of thing for 12 step. And what I do is I read it, think about it a bit, do some writing, and then I do this video where I talk about my sort of impressions of it, how I understand it. Helps me just sort of get it into my life. It's a good thing. In recovery, I've got to face this stuff because it helps me, right? So try and keep it short today. If you are watching this on YouTube, put a like there or subscribe to my channel or put a comment just so I know that it's good just for me to do this, but if somebody's getting anything out of it or has any questions, I'd love to know that too. So the question today is, how did 12-step programs grow? And I guess originally, I think when the granddaddy of all these programs started was AA, and a lot of the guys that started up were traveling salesmen, and they sort of traveled around to different cities and towns and brought the program with them and started new meetings and helped each other out. So that was probably the inception, how that worked. And nowadays it's in all kinds of ways. Google, sure, travel still plays a factor. Zoom, health services push AA. I mean, a lot of people realize 12-step recovery works, so they talk about it, they advertise it, and it's pretty much established, right? But it's still a kind of a grassroots thing at the meeting level. People are pretty autonomous at the level of at their level of meetings, so they use some street level marketing too. You could call it gutter marketing. You never know, right? The way people talk, in the street, you hear about it, right? If you got a problem and there's something that might work, and you're desperate, you're going to hear about all the different solutions, and 12 steps is one of them. People helping people, groups helping groups. I do all I can to spread this good news, because it definitely is good news for the addict. It's a sad thing to think that some addicts will go to their death without hearing about 12-step programs or recovery. And it'd be nice if they didn't have to do that, right? It's senseless waste of human life. So the meditation for today: a little belief creates the desire for more belief. That's the sort of the concept here. There's two things. There's the fact that when you first encounter a higher power working in your life, helping you, it's like, wow, a little spark starts there, and you get a desire for more. I mean, at least that's what happened with me, when I could see this. I was pretty atheistic when I was first exposed to this program. In fact, as I talk about being a recovering Catholic, I thought when I was 16, I thought I'd been able to let God go out of my life, because I didn't really have much of a spiritual life, and I really resented the church. Just sort of the controls and what I felt was the judgments that it put on me as a young person. And so coming to recovery a few years later, I was kind of chagrined that there was a real spiritual part of this recovery. But now, it's grown upon me, right? I've seen a different sort of idea of God or a higher power than I had when I was a younger kid, and it works for me. So a little belief creates a desire for more belief. It makes the human heart cry out for more faith and more belief, and results in a strengthened desire to do God's will. my soul sincerely desires progress. That's the way I feel these days. Is like, I just really want to grow with, it's, in spirit. It's hard to express, but as I want my faith to grow, I want my belief in God to grow. I want to be more obedient to God's will, whatever that is. As I begin to feel the existence of God in my life, and see His work in my personal life day to day, my belief and faith began to grow, and my desire to do God's will becomes stronger. The more I feel God, the more I believe God. At the same time, though, I am more conscious of my lack of absolute trust in God. So the more faith I get, the more I realize that, hey, I'm not always faithful. Like, I'm not always completely faithful. I worry about stuff that I shouldn't worry about because God's going to take care of it. But I still catch myself in obsessive worry over things at times, right? So I want that to go away. I want to stop doing that. I want to become completely faithful. And I don't know if that's possible or not, to have complete faith, but it's something to strive for. So the more I feel God, the more I believe in God. At the same time, I'm more conscious of my lack of absolute trust in God. My soul's progress kind of looks like this, right? There's increasing belief, because I've seen God work in my life. I believe in Him stronger. My faith is stronger. But then I have a cry for more faith and a strong desire to conquer all lack of trust and unbelief. So I cry out to God and pray for more faith. And God is there to answer this cry and prayer all the time. All right? Thus, my faith grows little by little, day by day. And today it's my prayer that with more of God's power in my life will come more faith. And with more faith, I will have more trust. And that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Bye.